What's going on, guys? This is Tom, a.k.a. Scooter, with the Fueled Podcast. This is Zach and Steve.
We don't get subtitles. Only Tom gets subtitles.
Yeah, we don't get any.
we get it's just
we get a ghosted
I'm
entrance.
Tom with this, and this, and this is Zach and Steve.
Damn it. I knew I was forgetting something.
We're just a couple dudes off the street.
Zach, hold on. Can I try it again here? Ready?
No, I
This
like
is-
it. We need to leave it.
no.
It's good.
Okay.
They
Yeah, we'll
don't.
just let it
They
go.
know who we are.
Next time.
We're so famous now.
Big time, big time.
We're so big time. We bought
Front
mics,
page of
guys.
Reddit. We needed mics, so that's why we got mics. We're on
Yeah.
the front page of Reddit.
Oh yeah, we got new mics.
Yeah.
We got
So,
we got,
they
the-
work.
we got
They
the
actually
setup
work.
now. We're doing. We're just taking it to the next level. Stage.
Trying
This is a stage 2
Stage 2.
podcast now.
Stage 2 podcast.
We're stage racing podcast. Good lord. Nisha's never coming back.
He's like, what'd you guys talk? Okay, nope, sorry.
Did you guys say we were a stage 2? Oh, I can't do it. What's the parts list? We'll put a parts list for a stage 2 podcast in the description down below.
Absolutely.
Link in description. So,
No, but it is nice. I think that this will take the audio quality, which is something that we had internally been complaining about a little bit,
Yes.
to the next level. So
And we're
it's
still
good.
not even done.
No,
we're
for
we're
sure.
continually retrofitting so that way the experience for everyone is better.
Well, we're trying to be able to do more and more stuff with this, so
Yes.
you got to be able to.
You got to have the right tools for the job.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, our omnidirectional mic was
Right
Did you hear
on.
that?
fine.
I haven't.
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
Mr. Anderson, yeah. Good. Or no, Butthead. Got to have the right tool for the job.
Yeah.
It's going way back.
Oh yeah. So last week we touched base a little bit on the Supra,
We talked about
but
really
Steve wasn't here.
the Supra and all the modern interpretations of the old cars.
Yes.
As I think. So, as someone who does have a modern interpretation, thoughts on that? Like, one of the things that we talked about was how the new Supra, as cool as it is, and the things that people are going to do with it, is never going to have the same appeal as the old Supra, because a large portion of the appeal of it is like how iconic it is from
I was
like
gonna
TVs
say,
and movies. and
Iconic
stuff, you
is
know?
definitely the word. Yeah.
Although the leaked pictures from Fast 9, they're using the new Supra in it.
What?
Yeah, somebody took pictures of it on the street somewhere being driven. So maybe it will become
Unbelievable.
iconic. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe for that like next year. I just think that movie hit at the prime time. I mean, what was
Oh,
that?
yeah.
2000, right? You know, it was right around 2000. So,
It's
for
2001.
something like 2001. Absolutely. I mean, it just hit the prime time. You know, to make that car or that genre, the whole JDM thing just blow up. And I mean, it was already there. It was just like here, you know, here's a real
Pop the hood, bro.
pop the hood, bro.
Pop the hood.
Pop the hood.
It's the hood.
the hood, pop the
I
hood,
mean,
bro.
I will say it affected everybody that I know in like my
Oh,
generation.
dude, I was
in
shifting
cars.
like a madman in my Ford Tempo out of the movie theater.
when I went to California earlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the house and to Toretto's, the filming location.
Oh, did you?
For 'em.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Like I have pictures of me like standing in front of the house, and then like we went into the Toretto's is just a little shop, like a convenience store type deal, and but that store has been in a bunch of movies as different stuff.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's like a convenient place.
Does
That's
it still
cool.
have Toretto's as the sign? Or is
No, it's called something else, and they like switch out the signs, but they have pictures from when it was during filming all the time inside the shop. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was definitely something that I was like,
Yeah.
we were there, and I was like, man, I saw somebody on YouTube go and like they drove by the house, and like Toretto's is right there. Like I want to go do that, so we did it. It was
That's
fun.
almost as iconic or big as driving by the Family House.
The Family
House.
Matter.
Yeah,
or
family. Was it?
Matters?
What,
No,
was it?
Full House.
Full
Full
House.
House, Full House
Yeah, almost.
house, yeah.
God, I botched that. The Full House in San
The
Francisco.
Family House.
Yeah, same thing. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You always see the pictures of people going by that as well. So.
What's it called? It's that with the President House? The White House? Yeah, Steve, it's called the White House.
Hey, come on. Take it easy on me. I wasn't here last week, so.
Tom's a savage.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know it's all right. But yeah, back to the whole
Yeah.
transition. You know, before that, you had a dead era, right? I mean, I would call it a dead era, but I could be wrong. From like 80s to what 92?
From car movies?
Just cars in general. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff, but we're talking like besides race car.
I think the
Type.
90s is when it started to come back up, but the 80s and well, even into the 80s. I mean,
You had like DeLoreans coming out and just
got some of the
oddball stuff.
the classic hypercars. That
Well, yeah, you had
are
the
really
Monties and
profitable.
there was still some taper off, but you had the classic, you had the iconic. We keep using the word iconic, but I think it's a great word it's going to be used throughout this. But from the 65, 66 on, or even back to 50. I'm sorry, but you know where I'm going with this.
I mean, I think in 90, when you look at the list of cars that was out in 90 in the like really high end world, it was pretty impressive. Like the NSX, the older Supra was out then, the Mark III, I guess.
And there was the
ZR1,
the exotics,
the Diablo was out at that point. The
Need for Speed was out, had all of them.
Was Ferrari still on the Testarossa then?
Oh, I believe so. Yeah.
So I mean, you had a huge list. And I think that started the uptick, but then really, I mean, obviously, 92 to 95 Honda Civic hatches.
Oh, dude, it makes everybody do one of these.
Like, I like that. I like that over there.
Absolutely, yeah.
EK1 coupe, man.
Skylines, totally left out Skylines.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And then like on the world stage, I think you saw a lot more racing. The imports at that point had been racing for a while. They were like really fast, and at the world stage and like racing, they were doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, we just couldn't have that cool stuff here.
Yeah,
Some of it.
not at that point.
Not at that point. Yeah, yeah. They
Datsun was here then.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
We got the 300ZX twin turbo. Was that in 90? That was later, I guess, was it?
Yeah, no, that was like early 90s. Yeah, I believe so.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
We're leaving out probably my favorite car from that era, the Typhoon.
Oh yeah, the GMC Typhoon.
The Typhoon,
Is this
the Typhoon and the
This is
Cyclone.
whenever I get out my
All-wheel
phone
drive.
like this and I'm like googling stuff like
just look up GMC Cyclone.
because that is like you just
And it's not spelt like Cyclone. It's spelt like
it's
dumb Cyclone.
the other way. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
SY. Yeah.
Oh, for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turbocharged.
Turbocharged.
Drag monsters, dude.
Oh yeah, all-wheel drive, turbocharged
Yeah.
4.3s with autos. They were awesome.
Yeah, I didn't really. I just kind of. I've seen them. We had one at the body shop the owner owned, and it was same thing. Awesome.
Those
Sounded
things
great.
still hold their value so much.
Is that right?
I
Yeah.
mean, you can't buy one.
I thought they
for
were just like
under,
an
10
S10, like
grand.
an older S10.
No,
whenever I've
they're
seen
like
it.
a Cyclone is probably like 20 right now for a decent one.
Oh, right.
The Typhoons, they made Typhoons for a lot longer. The Cyclone was a 1-year car.
Yeah.
But
man.
the Cyclone was so fast for like its time. It was like as fast. It was faster than the base model Corvettes of the time. The ZR1 was still faster, but I mean, it was still impressive for GMC just being like, "Where's this truck? Let's do the fun thing."
Hey, absolutely. Let's roll the Camino right into this.
The center diff is the same that's in the van, like the Astro van all-wheel drive.
Oh no.
So a lot of guys in the S10 community have made, if they wanted to have like a Cyclone, but they knew where they were just going to ruin it and put like a big motor in it or whatever, and they didn't want to pay the premium for it, they would buy a 4-wheel drive, lower it, put the all-wheel drive transfer case in it, and then put their monster motor that made no sense. That
All right.
I've seen a lot of those. Those are pretty cool. All-wheel drive Safari van drag car would be pretty cool, I guess, too.
I mean, I wouldn't mind daily in a Astro van and then ripping down the track after
Turbo
getting
Astro van.
groceries.
Rolling right off the
4.3 turbo
right out the
Astro
track.
Yeah.
The Schnooks. Oh, yeah. Just going to get it. So, now the car that got me in the '90s and that went up is definitely like we were talking over the weekend. F body, Fox bodies, Mustangs.
Fox?
How did I know you were going to say that? I knew you were going to say F.
Well, I never had one. I drove a couple, of course. There were plenty around, but torquey as can be. I mean, they sounded great, and of course, you can do pretty crazy things with them. But that was a car for me back then for sure.
By crazy things, you mean LS swap them?
Yeah, well, you know what, turbo, and words, and
No, there used to be this
methanol
awesome
injection.
one running around here that I really liked seeing. It was a convertible Fox body with a small block Ford and a Pro Charger on it, and he used to go down to one of the areas where we hang out in the parking lot with all the other car people, and I always love seeing that car. 'Cause it's just like so, it was like so vintage cool with like I don't know the early '90s Fox body. It was just awesome.
Well, another one is Corvettes. My dad had several of them when we were growing up. So anytime hanging out with him, we were riding one. And as a kid, it's like he'd show up in a different one. This week it was like, always rolling around in them, even though they were clunky and just kind of.
IROC Z's. Does that count as a performance car in that time period?
I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
what was so special about the Z?
The IROC? I don't know.
I was going to say I have
I
no
know
idea.
that it was a big deal for, like this is before my time, but I know that was big in the V8 track car racing stuff. As they like the IROCs were important for that.
Did you see the one that they found abandoned in a tractor trailer? It had never reached the dealer, so it was still in factory prep
Trailer got
to the
stolen or
dealer.
something?
No, somebody bought it and they just shoved it in there, and then I guess something I don't know what the backstory is. Like, if any of you guys know and seen and know what I'm talking about, it was a black IROC that literally had 7 miles on it,
Wow.
and that was probably on the test track after production, and then onto the trailer.
That's not as crazy as the SLS they just found in a barn.
That's
The
I agree.
old barn tractor finds.
A real gull wing in a barn, Mercedes. I was just like, what?
How many
Yeah.
miles? How many
And then it
miles
makes me always think. Every time I see that, it makes me think like, no way, that's fake. Like y'all just
Yeah, you
dirtied
just-
up an SLS and put it in a barn. Like,
Pretty much.
there's
Yeah.
no way. It's crazy because you see that and you're just like, how? Like how expensive.
Yeah,
that
you want to
car
know
is
the
now.
story is like who.
Right? But how
Yeah.
did it get there?
I think we're getting close to a time period when all these cars that are in these
Barns.
elderly people's hands that don't necessarily have a big presence on the internet and don't understand some of the potential
Yeah, of
value that they
course.
have sitting in their barn or wherever in middle of nowhere, Illinois or
Sure,
Indiana, Midwest, wherever. We're running out of time because I still see people like what was it like the Barn Find YouTube series where they go out and find all these stuff, and I'm just like, how is that? Like, how are you still finding this stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
still out there.
But every few years, I hear the guys say like, "Oh, all the barn finds are gone," and then like a couple of years later, you see that some dude found an SLS. You're just like,
And
What?
blows my mind.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
I think forever there's going to be cars that just get parked for whatever circumstances, and then they just sit there in a garage, and maybe it won't be barns because there just aren't as many,
It won't be barn find
Barns.
anymore. It'll be
but it'll be like inner city storage lockers.
Well, it's like
yeah.
Well, it's like you said, Scooter. It's like ignorance is part of it. They don't know what they have. It gets put out there and whatever. Maybe they bought it with cash and just said, whatever it was. But I think you also find that there's probably some people that know what they bought and they're like,
but an SLS Gullwing?
that.
In a
Yeah,
It's
barn?
awesome. Yeah, it's nuts. Like how
and
does
like
that-
somebody, the owner, actually, it was on his it was his car,
Yeah.
his or her car, whatever.
French
And-
toast, man.
years go by and things happen, and
That's it. That's the end of the story.
The same guys found Ferraris and stuff that they go looking for this stuff, And
Yeah,
that's,
oh yeah.
just
That's
like
that's their job.
like
Is to
the,
go out and find these cars.
what's that show? The
The one
Trash
show.
Buddies or whatever it's called.
There's so much of that stuff. I cannot follow as much as
Is it a YouTube series or what? Is it?
No, it's like the real show. And they have some
probably like on AMC or something. Who knows? TV shows.
man, what is it called? I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a tall guy and a short guy, and they drive around in a van and like go through people's
American
things.
Pickers.
That Trash Buddies, same thing.
So
that was my guess.
so we had family house
Family House and
Family
Trash
House and Trash
and big and tall guy and little guy going around in a
Why are we in
van.
like a Rick and Morty ulterior universe right now?
Uh,
You want to watch Trash Buddies and Family House?
family. I think I got Family House.
my
and-
God.
I took like
Trash
Family
Buddies?
Matters and
I couldn't
House
think
and
of it,
mixed
but
them up.
I literally thought that,
Mike Wolf and
that
Frank.
if I said Trash Buddies, you
Mike
guys
Wolf and
you would
Frankie.
figured out who it
Yeah,
who
so
it is.
they're like, you idiot. Yeah.
Apparently, Mike is kind of a jerk. Unfortunately, he seems really
I-
nice in the show, but
He watches this every week, so thanks.
Yeah. Now
I'm
we
so
just-
sorry.
yeah, we just lost some sponsorship.
I know.
That sucks.
I guess I'm more upset than anybody else, and I'm
Yeah.
just projecting. But like, I used to watch that show all the time. That was like
really?
my after school.
Oh,
like,
so you're like
I
personally
like
offended
antiquing.
by the
Your
fact
after
that
school
there's
wasn't
bad
Saved by the
stories on
Bell?
it.
It's
or-
treasure hunting in the form of rusty garbage.
Did you see the episode where they came across a Nash Metropolitan?
Yes.
But it wasn't actually a Nash Metropolitan. It
No.
was a Healy
Yeah.
Metropolitan.
Yeah. It was not a real.
And then,
Nash.
no, it was the early years when they were branding them as two different cars, and it was a Healy Metropolitan. He was like, "Oh, that's only worth this," and like I own two Nash Metropolitans
Right.
that are like long-term project cars that I don't, At one point, I was like, "Dang, I really want to have one of these as a hot rod with like an LS in it and like a lot of fun," and then life happened. I was like, I'm not really into that anymore, but like I still have it, and maybe one day I'll come back to
So
it.
you do have it.
I do have them.
Nice.
I just haven't, literally have not touched it in 10 years probably.
What Zach is saying is that they're for sale.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a Nash Metropolitan,
What did we decide that
Pair.
the Forrester's worth?
21.
70, yeah, maybe
$7,000. Yeah.
it's more.
70.
It's worth
I
more.
thought it
than
was
that.
21.
Seven.
It's got a Shinji tune on it now, and apparently it's a different car. So maybe it's 8,000.
Yeah. It's a nice car.
Oh man.
I'm drawn to it. It's got a nice appeal to it, but a
Forrester.
little bit, yeah, definitely.
The retirement gold I can't get around. It's
Champagna.
It's like champagne, but it's like yeah. I
It's
don't
been
like it.
christened by something else. Yeah, it's just mixed in a
Retire-
little
I
bit.
call it
Don't
retirement
worry.
beige.
He's gonna. What is it? What's this stuff called? Rhino line it or whatever.
Oh yeah, we were talking
I really
about
hope
that.
he doesn't do that. Actually.
I agree. Yeah, we've seen how
We
that-
can say anything we want because he'll never come
Yeah.
back and watch the podcast that we did without him.
probably so. Probably so.
What are you saying? Of course he's gonna watch it, or he's gonna hear about it from his wife.
Sure.
Yeah, somebody else will watch it and tell him.
Yeah. So
They were
you're
talking
selling
about-
the Forester?
They're talking
wait, what
about
do you
your
think is-
Forester again. They're trying to sell it.
Yeah, what do you think his least favorite car brand is?
Misha's least favorite car
Yeah.
brand?
Oh, I could
From a
guess.
work standpoint, it's probably
No,
gonna-
like personal.
Oh, personally,
Yeah.
I don't know that he would say that he has a least favorite. If anything, he might say like something ridiculous and weird that he never really wants to work on
Yeah.
again because he worked on it and they're not in existence
And I
anymore
would.
or something.
Chances are, I'd have to look it up on my phone.
First thing that comes to mind is Saabs because he has to deal with all these Saabs that are like on their last limb, still running on the road,
Yeah, I mean,
that have no business
Yeah,
being on the
I mean
road.
more like what he would like. Do you think the least favorite car for him to drive would be?
oh, man, that's.
Probably
I mean,
a
you could
Ford
be.
F-250.
I was
right?
gonna say you could be like you could say a Geo Metro, but
It's
then
probably a Ford F-250.
he'd be like,
Ford
I-
F-250, yeah.
he'd be like, I had two of those. And I'm like, what? Really? When?
No, I was trying to get a jab in at him because he he keeps telling everybody that my dad drives Fords, and then I get a phone call about how my from my dad complaining about Misha telling.
Wait, your
people
dad's
that he-
not a Ford guy?
No.
Wait, your
See?
dad owns like 8 Corvettes?
And
And
now he's gonna come after you.
Absolutely.
Give him yourself.
Yeah. But so we were just talking about. Yeah, there we
good
go.
at
We went up this way. We were talking about the transition, and I know you were saying kind of go to like what are the thoughts on the new Supra, and technology.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple. Cars across the board, things keep getting more efficient, more powerful, and
More faster.
and more expensive.
for
At the
me,
same time.
I don't see that as. I mean, on a certain level, like in terms of like technological advancement, I think that there is certainly benefit to be had. But whenever I think about technology, I think about all the computers that are inside the dash and how those things are not going to be there in like 30 years. Like you can take a car from the 90s.
100? You sound like
Really?
every old hot rod guy I've ever
I know. It's just
daggone computers,
Yeah, daggone-
fuel injectors, and give me a carburetor and a 3/4
Yeah.
race cam.
I was gonna say
That's Tom.
and a,
That's Tom.
and a screwdriver, and all time I was at the time. And
my first car was a 64 F100. And I will probably never daily a carbureted car ever again because
that's-
fuel injection is just way more reliable. But that being said, I mean, just
simplicity power wise. I get what
it's
you're,
just
I get where
everything
you're going.
else that they keep piling on in these like features and creature comforts, which
Like
I'm a
what?
big fan of.
Well, I think it's pretty I think it's impressive whenever you can literally flip a switch in some situations and you have a pretty much a different car in the same car. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of this stuff is impressive. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that every time I
Oh,
see
I
that,
know,
I
yeah.
can't help but think like that's just one other thing that's
Sure.
not gonna last
Yeah, absolutely.
the test of time. Which
Yeah, you beat on
that's
it.
just kind of like the
Anything electrical is going to burn up. Eventually, it's all.
Yeah,
I agree
I've
completely.
never worked on any of my cars from the 80s.
I mean, yes. Like you put like MSD, distributors in one after the
Like,
other.
I'm just
that's
like, I
fine.
don't
Pretty much.
understand. Like, look, it's not worse. It's just different.
Okay, all right. I guess computers aren't really going anywhere, so they're going to come out.
Yeah,
with,
I
like,
definitely-
they're just gonna get better.
Yeah, they're just going to get better.
I definitely like the
That's
innovation, and then
Until eventually we're all not allowed to have gas cars anymore.
I guess what it comes
that'd
down
be
to
a sad
for me
day.
Yeah.
is just the dystopian like side of me thinking like, where are we going to be in the apocalypse? Like these cars are going to have internet to run, and you're just like, oh dang, like let me get in my 1993 Saab.
You still got a
It still
combustion.
runs for some
You
reason.
That's
still
your
gotta-
your biggest fear in the apocalypse is how
How you're gonna
Yeah,
get?
what
how
car
you
am
gonna,
I going to drive?
what car?
am I
you
gonna
biggest fear.
how am
You
I
do.
gonna have a cool car, man?
You
I
gotta.
know.
You do need a You do
I'm
need
gonna run
a
over
sick
to-
Mad Max.
I'm going to run over to DJ's and get that Hummer that has
Yeah.
the dual axle in the back that guy has over $150,000. in.
Yeah, that 1200 horsepower H2 6.6 twin turbo.
I mean, they make a 6x6 Raptor. Pick that up.
Oh, the G wagon.
6x6 G wagon.
Yeah,
all
going
G
to
wagons.
all day.
Zach's a big fan of
I
G-Wagons.
love G wagons.
I like the six. I seen some of the videos.
Especially
Here
now
we
that
go
they
again.
have
We're gonna be
biturbos
like,
in 'em.
but I just I watched the one video where the guy takes it like to the Sahara Desert, and he's like driving over the dunes and like. I was like, oh, I want one. And then you look up the price and you're like, oh, I definitely don't. I'm not going to get one.
Let me just sell my house real quick.
Yeah. Well, G-Wagons alone are just ridiculously expensive.
I
but
think it'd be probably 2 of my houses.
Which is insane considering their origin because they were military vehicles.
yeah.
We're
Look up
bare
a
bones.
92 G-Wagon Mercedes.
They're not.
and then look up a 2019 G-Wagon Mercedes and be
Oh.
like, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. Like where did these come from?
yeah.
having
What's
issues
that?
with my
The
kids.
Hennessy makes a 6x6 Ford Raptor.
Oh, I thought that was a.
No,
I
it's-
thought that was
it's a-
something that they did like a limited run. I didn't know
No,
they were
it's a
doing
Hennessy. You got-
Tennessee edition.
Yeah, it's a Hennessy edition. They build
They're
them
like a
down
performance package.
Look,
Yeah.
you gotta.
But it's like a
respect-
They're a
$300,000
retrofitter
package.
though.
Yeah,
They're like they
Yeah.
take those cars and then they say, hey, this is our kit. This is what we put
Yeah,
on it. And then
it's-
they guarantee X amount of power.
it's pretty cool. Like it's completely unpractical, but it's pretty cool.
It's Hennessy, and then what's the other company that does? It's kind of. Sorry, not the exact same thing they do, but kind of the same thing. Hennessy and
Like Roush, it's like another one, I guess.
No,
they
Roush
do-
doesn't get that. I mean, they do have. I know what you're going with
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
but
Hennessy
they don't do
and
the
then-
6x6 builds.
Are you talking about Ford platform or just
No, in general, and they do a lot like the CTSVs.
Oh, a lot of people are screaming at us right now.
Right now,
Maybe
I don't know. I don't remember the name of it, but they.
I'm gonna look them up real
Those
quick
are really
while you
cool.
guys are talking. So
But they had a CTSV wagon when the wagons first came out. They did a CTSV wagon that was super cool. It was like 1,200 horsepower, and they had like a package for it and everything. It's awesome. CTSV wagon is also another car that's just like
Yeah, that's cool.
mint.
first thing that comes up
Just
is
take that suspension off and get rid of it. It's the only thing you got to do.
What, the dynamic ride?
Yeah, the dynamic
Why don't
magnetic
you like
ride.
why don't you like magnetic ride?
You ever see the price tag on just one of them?
Who cares?
It's retarded.
It's what? Used
ridiculous.
right now, it's a $40,000 car. You don't get to complain about the suspension cost
There's your
later.
baby right there.
Oh, the dual axle.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it, man. They're beautiful.
They're so cool.
Arctic trucks. That's kind of wild. That does look like something that belongs in the Arctic, though.
right?
Yeah,
It's
you
got
just-
like them just wild bruiser conversion. Yeah, we all know about that one.
Those are like modern day power wagons, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty unique. Carlex
That looks like a
design.
Colorado.
Yeah, a little bit. You can definitely tell that they've now.
How do you guys feel about side by sides? You guys are into side by
So
sides?
can
There's
you
the
can
Glock.
you clarify like what the difference between like a
There's-
side by side is versus just like
it's a UTV. It's just a cooler way to
is it a
call
2-seater
UTV.
or is there a 4-seater?
It can be
side by
it
side?
can be a 2-seater and a 4-seater. It
It's
doesn't
just-
matter.
Yeah, it's just a okay.
Yeah, it just instead of saying, "Oh, I'm going out and driving in my UTV at the UTV event," it's like we're taking our side by sides out.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right, so it's just slang
Yeah, pretty
for all the
much.
cool guys that have toys.
I
that
had to
have
ask that question to my my resident redneck friend, and he's like, "Yeah, you don't call them UTVs, bro." And I was like, "My bad."
My neighbor's got a 2-seater Polaris that he uses basically for a wheelbarrow because it's got one of the dump beds on it. But
They're
I was
fun.
like, we were talking about it. I was like, that's a pretty cool. And then I was about to say side by side. I was like, I don't know if that's what it's called. So I'm going to say that's pretty nice
you don't-
Polaris.
"Yeah, you don't want to be like, yeah." They'll be like, they'll look at you like, "Oh."
Be like, son, what are you talking about?
It'd be like, "Oh, hell no, man."
Yeah.
The guy-
I reckon you say something like me, Office Space.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
somebody they do like the turbos and the built motors and stuff in them now, and like they race them and shit. There's
Oh,
like
yeah.
that whole series where they
Dyno
race them.
Jet.
It's awesome.
Dyno Jet, which is the dyno that we use to manufacture, they're big into
4x4s?
yeah, 4x4s and side by sides. Like they're huge. You would think that they would be like
What, just Dyno Jet, the corp? Like,
the company. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
okay.
yeah.
They
If you
race that
follow,
stuff?
yeah, if you follow their social media, it's like big time. That's I would say that's 98% of their.
Posts.
Yes, absolutely.
you got a side by side, we got a dyno.
Yeah,
Let's put a turbo on it.
yeah, they're big. I mean, it's
That's
big
fun.
business. I mean, there's a lot goes into it. So
I mean, one of those side by side, they're pretty expensive too, like the razors and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not cheap.
yeah, absolutely. Because
That's when I'm like,
There's a lot
how
that
much
goes
is that?
into it.
How much is a car? All right, I'm gonna go with a car.
they're about as much as what a Cobalt was going for.
Sorry, I'm
you
ruining.
know?
I just
It's just shitting on everything fun.
It's like CTSV. It's got expensive suspension. Side by side, the whole thing's expensive.
You cannot knock
Obviously, bro, you drive an STI.
you cannot
Yeah,
knock a Magna Ride CTSV.
I can't knock on it.
No, you can't.
You know how
That's-
much one of them costs?
I know they're expensive. That's why you buy used ones.
But like,
That hopefully
also,
somebody didn't beat that.
Yeah,
What
I was
does
gonna
it
say,
matter?
It doesn't. It
Like
really
how?
doesn't.
Like at that point, if you have that car,
It's a
you don't-
luxury Corvette
Yeah,
or
if-
Z06.
If you have that car, you don't get to complain about the,
yeah,
what at $1,500 per shock, right?
Yeah,
we're
it's-
bullying up on you. Don't talk about the CTSV, bro.
It's like $750 per.
Don't be mean to the LSA. LSA for life, bro.
I should just sit here and just be like, Mustangs suck.
You know, I don't have that much like equity in the like. I love my car. Like some of you guys that know me, you've seen my Mustang. It is a nice car. But you know,
yeah, to fit
it's
that.
nice. Yeah, what is? I
It's a
didn't want to be like
kick-ass
it's a
car.
piece of crap,
it's
you
a-
know, because it's,
It's
a
a
Mustang.
kick-ass car.
It's probably
great-
faster than your car.
Yeah, but you know,
It's a nice car.
I
Don't
do,
look at the hood.
I do like it. You know, I've never truly had a car until that kind of puts a smile on your face when you hop. You start it up, cold start it, and it does that. So I do enjoy driving it because typically, as you guys probably already know about me, I'm a little compulsive. Like, oh, I'm like, I was looking at the new wide body Chargers. I'm like, oh, these demons look awesome. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy one though, but maybe I will. But even like my dad rolled up. My dad got a new Hellcat, and
Do you like it?
oh yeah,
Who's faster?
come on, dude.
Come on, dude.
It may win in a boat race, but
Oh,
ooh, that's a shot at dad and all you Dodge owners if you're watching. But no, it's again technology. You sit in it. First thing I did was I've never been in one before. First thing I did was hit the apps. Went right to apps. So I'm looking. I'm like, you got the red key? All right, cool. I knew about that. Check. So I'm like looking at apps, and I'm like, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm looking at your transmission. We need to put that in, track. And I'm like, you can't. You got to be in manual mode to change any of that over.
Really?
Yeah, so you got to go to the paddles because he's got the 8-speed on it. So I don't know. Yeah, they do come in manuals. What am I thinking? But anyways, yeah, so I get in it. It's comfortable. Obviously, it's big. I didn't drive it. But I'm going to hit on this real quick before we transition back. That car comes with 275 all-weather tires. $70,000 performance vehicle.
It's probably an insurance thing, right?
Oh, it has to be, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that they would do something like that to.
Or it could just be Dodge being cheap on the tires.
I'm thinking that's it. I mean, you got.
They're probably not that much cheaper though. Like for Dodge's cost, that's why I would imagine it has to do with an insurance thing. Like, hey, if you guys sell this with like performance spec tires on it, then like it gets insured as this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like,
Like with an
I
all-weather.
think
you look
it's,
at
it's,
it.
pro- it's probably legal.
performance race.
you just you
Some
look.
lawyer was like, hey, I advise you not to put slicks on the back of this thing.
Yeah.
It's sell it.
I mean, you can do like tires like I got, just some nice summer, wider tires. But
What come on the Demon?
they come with They come with Mickey's,
In
don't
a
they?
box.
In a box, yeah.
But when you actually drive
when you buy
out,
it, it's a
what's on
street car.
It
yeah.
comes. It comes.
Street-
It
it's-
comes in the crates with a car jack.
Right, but what comes on the car when you actually drive it away? Is it all
I don't know.
season?
I think
I'm
they're
not gonna.
probably all seasons.
Hey, Dodge Demon owners.
Yeah, I was gonna say any demon owners
Yeah.
out there, let us know what.
Is that
Yeah.
an all season?
What the
that
process
comes on the
was.
car for when you pick it up?
I mean, that would still be disappointing.
Do you think? I just assume stuff like that is like just legal BS. Like
Yeah.
anytime I see something like that, I'm like, they didn't make that decision thinking this is what people would want. They were like, oh, legally this is better for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I
they're
assume
just
all that
they're
goes.
just covering their own butt.
I guess, yeah, and that does make some sense. It's still like without thinking that, like initial reaction, seeing one, like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is cool. Oh yeah, 6 pistons, Brimbos, awesome. 20-inch wheels, and I think on most performance cars, 18s or 19s are better anyway, but 20s are cool. Everything looks great. It's all interior's fantastic, sounds awesome, stock. Valve heads, they're covered, they're painted orange. Everything looks great, and then you look at the tires and you're like, what are you gonna do with them?
I also,
Are you like expecting a foot of snow tomorrow in the summer, or what's going on here?
I mean, it's Missouri. You never know what
Yeah,
we're going to run into.
But nonetheless, I took some photos. The cars next to each other down at the shop, the Dyno, on Saturday, and it was a pretty cool moment because he did the all blacked out and like the Mustang, and so we had them side by side. I don't know if he'll race me though. I think he's a little scared.
No, he's got a Hellcat.
I think he's a little scared
That's
with
like
that.
That's like the Hellcat starter kit.
The Hellcat starter kit.
is what?
Is
scared of it?
lining up.
I am going to need you to talk to him about something, though.
Absolutely.
You already know what I'm going to say. I need you to talk to him about.
I'm trying to
It's a
think.
bright yellow problem.
Oh yeah, well that's the first thing. The buoys. That was the first thing. So yes, besides the tires, my dad, as everybody knows, the big yellow shipping protectors for the front bumper, they come on all the Dodges like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know
It even you never seen the pictures where people are calling them buoys for
Have you not
boating?
been on the internet?
No, apparently
Or
not.
So-
I just haven't looked at Hellcats.
He'll show you a picture. But anyways, on the molding of those yellow goofy things, it says "dealer to remove." And what they have is they have a body panel pin.
Yeah, it's a mutilation protection.
Absolutely.
For
So
shipping,
my dad, he rolls up with them, and I was like, "Pops, we got to take them off right away."
People it's become a thing now. And
To leave them on.
I thought that was
the
okay.
Mopar
See, I
community.
didn't realize when
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of those on the cars. I did not realize that was actually not
Yeah.
a styling
The first
feature.
time I saw it, I thought it was like a style, like it was maybe like part of their
Aerodynamic
color,
system.
or
okay.
just their color,
yeah, that's
dynamics.
just mutilation protection.
But he rolled up, and I'm like, "Oh, Pops, we gotta." I'm like trying to rip them off. I'm like feeling if there's a screw, and I'm like yanking on. I'm like, I shouldn't do that. So bad on that. I'm not going to call that dealership out, but that's a bad move on them, especially when you're in that caliber of vehicle.
I think it's because it is something that's like popular.
Yeah,
so that
maybe.
It was
Okay.
probably like they know that it's popular for the Mopar guys, so they were just like, "Oh, it's fine."
Yeah,
But
exactly.
no. For me, I saw that and I was like, I bet Steve is giving him a hard time about that. Like, as soon as I saw the picture, I was
Dude.
like, I guarantee you, Steve is giving him a hard time.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
I gave him a little bit. Like I could definitely tell that he was just kind of taken in by it. It only had like 70 miles on it when he
Really?
came out. Yeah,
Wow,
it was like
nice. So
fresh.
you got it like brand new.
Yeah, and I thought he was only hanging out for a few minutes, and I was like, "No, you're gonna get out of here. I'll drive it next time I see you." And then he hung out for like half an hour, and I'm like, "He's like, yo, you should have drove it." I was like, "I didn't know you were hanging out for half
Yeah.
an hour. Otherwise, I would have." So
Yeah, he's gonna put it on the dyno.
yes,
Is he gonna do anything with it? Modified?
no,
No.
when are we going on the dyno?
I'm just curious.
you
No
know,
judgment.
When are we gonna
that'll
do-
be something that I have to talk to you because I've never. I'm gonna honestly, I have not drove a car on the dyno yet. I've drove it on there, but I haven't drove one on the dyno yet. Like using the brake and logging.
sure, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
it-
I don't want to get my dad's brand new Hellcat on there and
I was gonna say that's a perfect first car to dyno.
and accidentally hit the brake while I'm going 140 miles an hour. So
No, the secret to the dyno is never touch the brake pedal.
yeah. I know you used to say never brake pedal, never steering wheel, but you got to kind of hold the steering wheel, like kind of just keep it in place, right?
Well, that's
For all-wheel drive vehicles.
Yeah, I was
no
gonna say
problem.
for front wheel drive or all wheel drive.
Yeah,
usually
absolutely.
you just want a hand on it.
I think if we can, if we have a day or event or something, maybe sneak them in just
that'd be
to
fun.
see
Heck
because
yeah.
we haven't had one on there yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely,
But
but
then we'll shout out to Dodge whenever it makes not as much power as it.
well, they're
power.
717s now instead of 707.
Don't they make more usually, don't they?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
I think they're like they undervalue them.
I definitely think that car. With
I'd be
the-
curious to see
with
what,
a good
what it
tune,
actually
like
puts down.
somebody that good tuning companies getting involved in it. Even our good pal Sinji,
Yeah.
probably would definitely turn. I mean, that car's got nothing but potential. You looking at it. So, so cool car. Again, that's our
whirly boys.
yeah, that
Couple
yeah.
couple.
that whole change in like the new style with the old style look with that's kind of been happening since the 2000s. That really took off.
Like 2008 was the Camaro.
A
But
little
the
bit before
SSR
that.
and the HHR were before that.
Yeah, the Mustangs.
PT Cruiser. Oh my gosh, did PT Cruisers start us down this whole path?
Well, if you think
I
about
Are you serious?
Oh my
if
God.
you think about it, going all the way back,
no.
they were hitting that nostalgia.
Oh no, guys! PT Cruisers are what gave us things like the Challenger, and the Camaro that looked like the
The
old
fastback,
Camaro,
yeah.
and the Mustang that looked like the old one.
Oh wow! And then
You know what a sad story is? Can I tell you a sad
I gotta
story?
go. I gotta.
Are you okay, man? Are you good?
I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
This whole podcast is just. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I was hoping this would never come up in conversation, but my first car that I drove in high school
Oh.
might have been a PT Cruiser.
Oh.
You contributed.
Well,
to
And
this.
guess what color
That's
it
okay
was?
because your first cars, not everybody's rolling out. You know.
Well,
what I'm
I
saying?
didn't pick it, and I didn't pay for it. It was
Yeah.
like one of those things. Like, here you go. You want to drive? Here's
Absolutely.
the keys.
Yeah.
But we had a Saab 9.3 convertible 5-speed that I was like, okay, cool, yeah, first car, 5-speed
Sure, sure.
convertible. All right, sick, awesome. And then like 3 weeks before I get my license, the transmission goes out, and then it went back to get 3 more transmissions, and then finally at the 4th one, my dad said, "No more."
They don't
Enough.
love Saab owners. Do not like giving up their Saabs. It's like it's a thing.
Most people wouldn't have made it that many transmissions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just lost one of the lights. I was curious as to how long those were going to last.
Are
What
they
was it?
okay? Yeah, they're.
I don't know.
That's all right.
I
That
don't
one's
know.
still blinding the
Yeah.
hell out of me, so we're still good.
Like I can't look
Yeah.
up.
So yeah,
It's-
like going back to the beginning, the cars you guys talked about and everything, like the C8, love it. I do.
I am so excited.
I know you are because
Like I come from that
you want to get
the
your hands
Corvette
on one.
family, but like I really think that there's going to be so much capability in that car that like no one's even talking about yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like everybody's kind of slandering the Supra, and it's like, oh, this and that, and it took X amount of years for some of these crazy parts to come out for the last edition, and all of a sudden, like, they're out, and people are doing 10 seconds. Like, and it's been, what, a month?
I'm telling you, 1,000 horsepower is not going to be far behind.
Yeah, so you got, C8s aren't.
Might not be a street
Once
car,
they start
but-
rolling, I think, yeah, it's going to be some quick turnovers. And, the same thing.
Crazy part about the C8 though is that it's the same motor. Like it's a mildly updated LT motor.
Yes,
So it's
okay.
not like a huge thing like the Supra. They have nothing to go off of. These guys that are going to get these C8s, they're going to have all of the R&D for the past years of all the LTs and know immediately, cool, this, and this, and it's like
So it's going to
be awesome.
There's going to be
Like,
quick turnover on the
Yeah.
performance.
I don't know, depends on I guess what the tuning looks like, the tuning situation looks like, but because that could very well, just like all the other cars that are having problems with.
What's the BMW? It's BM mod, I think, or B mod.
B mod for BMW is
Yeah,
what?
yeah. No, that's the software that people use for BMW too.
Do they? Okay, because I thought maybe they messed with Motec or something like that with those two, but
No, there's a specific one for BMWs.
Okay.
And I think it's called
All right.
B mod.
Why are you talking about BMWs?
Because it's got a BMW. In it.
What are you trying to say about the Supra?
How are you going to tune it?
Right. You saying it has a
well,
BMW
people are tuning it now.
ECM?
Yeah, does it?
I don't
Or
know.
is it? It's probably.
I
a
did-
big
We should
platform.
probably
I'm
know
curious.
these things if we're talking about it. But
I'm curious if it doesn't take a BMW spec like tuning software to actually get into one of those.
Yeah.
I think Toyota probably
Huh.
would have changed enough of that. Did you guys see the interesting thing that came out the other day? Somebody was asking Toyota about, or they posted something about how Toyota cars
Sandwich is
aren't-
killing me. It's coming back. It's coming back, man.
Toyota-
Back off the microphone. We heard all of that.
It's
man.
haunting me.
Holy cow.
Sorry, everybody.
Toyota cars aren't in like racing games like Need for Speed, and it's because Toyota doesn't support like street racing, so they won't be in it. So like,
What?
but that's a weird thing to me because like if that's true, and I didn't look into this at all, I did not look into this.
All they gotta
But
do-
if this is true, that's a huge missed opportunity for promoting things like the Supra.
Yeah.
And then like the dude that helped to do the Supra says that they want to bring back the MR2 in some capacity as well.
Scooter. MR2.
one?
Mid-engine crisis.
Technology sucks.
He wants.
Mid.
I'm just kidding. That would be really cool.
Crisis.
We
Well,
talked a
you know
little bit
what?
last week about the Stratos, which is kind of like a very similar concept,
I was gonna say, you know
but
what
on
they
the
could do for-
X degree platform.
They could just put a little Subaru sticker on that on Need for Speed. You know, there's your BRZ on the Supra.
Oh, I'm sure they got the BRZ. I'm sure that's how they got the BRZ in. But I think
I'm kidding. I'm just saying. You know.
Steve's
I'm
trying to
jab at the
rain
design.
on the Super Parade.
Yeah. No, they're cool cars. I mean, performance. Yeah, I think you're gonna see.
It's no Mustang, but it's cool.
It's no pure American muscle. 8 cylinders turning, baby. Yeah, no.
I mean, I'd play with one. I wouldn't kick it out of the shop.
No.
I mean, yeah, you don't. Again, it all comes down to like, well, I could buy this or I could buy a C8 or.
The money is what's gonna have to be weird, you know. Like,
Well, they're crazy right now, right? Am
Yeah.
I seeing stuff wrong? They were like 55 grand. Now they're like 80,000.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a
the
supply
launch
and demand
editions
kind of
went,
thing
like,
going
really
on.
crazy. Well, they had the special edition, the launch edition with the red mirrors.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the only modification they made, but the launch edition has red mirrors, and I know that's like a thing that people want.
Okay.
Just talking about jacked up prices, did you guys see the Nismo? I almost said Nismo.
The Nismo.
The Nismo GTR, how much it costs
The
compared to the not Nismo GTR?
Like modern day today.
Yes. So the Nismo package, there was a ton of stuff about it online because it is significantly more. Like I'm talking.
And what's in the package?
So the R35s were what, like 100 grand, 120,000, depending on the edition you got new, right? I mean, they started off at like 100 grand, and then
I remember.
are they rolling into the R50s?
I
in
remember.
2020.
I have no idea. I
I
remember.
gotta look that up real quick while you guys are doing that.
So a new 2020 GTR starting cost MSRP is 113,540.
That's about right.
Okay. What's a Nismo?
So the Nismo,
Wait, let me guess. Steve, guess.
The Nismo?
Yeah.
Oh,
guess what the Nismo is?
150,000.
I'm gonna go with
I didn't look it up either.
136.
I am looking at it now, and I'm like, I'm still a little bit-
210,740.
Yeah.
Wow, how much better is it?
Yeah. I mean,
that's all I looked. I heard that and I was like, oh my god.
so you're talking.
So let's
Is
look
it minutes
into it.
faster around the racetrack.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I have no idea.
You're talking $100,000. They do have a comparison here. I think that's something that we should touch on.
Yeah,
Do
no.
a little bit of
Look-
reading.
just look.
Okay,
at it.
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah,
so.
just-
We
Okay.
should do more research. We're aware.
yeah.
You know, we're still working. We got microphones this week. We'll do research
do.
next week. Okay, like it's fine.
The 2020 GTR Nismo going beyond
Sure,
ultimate.
premium. So blah,
I don't think
blah,
it's
blah,
fun
blah,
for you to
blah.
just read the website for us.
I know. I just thought that
Okay.
was really funny. Like
Um,
they're really trying to sell $100,000 Nismo.
It now
package.
uses the same turbochargers as the GT3 class race car. Okay, so you got a GT3
Oh.
turbochargers, whatever. I mean, Porsche's is what it is.
I mean,
horsepower.
okay.
Yeah.
Talking about porches right now.
yeah, Porsche.
That just blows my. You're literally doubling the cost at $100,000.
Why
The
is that
output,
crazy?
okay, the horse output is the same at 600 horsepower. Now we know horsepower is horsepower. You can always buy horsepower, and tune horsepower on these cars.
Yeah.
It improves acceleration. The acceleration response in the Nismo is improved by 20%. Gearbox shift control, severed lightened components. So I'm guessing they probably have some carbon fiber. Who
All the
knows?
carbon bits.
Yeah, all the carbon bits throughout it. Maybe some more stuff that.
I mean, I'd hope
we
they'd
don't
have
know. Yeah,
Lots of carbon fiber.
Well, all I can say
it looks
is
like they're hiding a lot of information, but you know, even on the even on like the R33s and 32s, you know, we looked at the prices. 20 grand for a 30 grand for a pretty decent mid miles, 130,000 for a Nismo Crazy Edition.
See,
Okay, so it's not that bad.
There's a big jump.
It's only double.
It's
Nismo is $100,000
I guess. Okay.
on the
Yeah.
old ones
All right,
or
Nismo.
the new one.
Yeah, it's
They
old
just
as
That's
know.
probably what they looked at. They were like, "Wait, these guys are selling our old ones for $100,000 more. We're doing it."
and then they on the 370Zs they were like, whatever.
They're like, "Here's a spoiler."
Yeah, you get an emblem.
Here's
and,
a-
Oh, man.
Exhaust tips.
That's another thing. You guys remember in the 2000s when you could buy SS vehicles from GM that were just appearance packages?
Yep.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
neat.
that was
that was super cool. That was a great idea.
yeah. They sure love to
the SS Cobalt that didn't have a supercharger or a turbocharger.
Yeah.
It was just like,
The appearance of having a
oh
supercharger.
man, it was so bad.
Nerp.
Yeah. Well, I think there was a whole bad era.
Yeah,
That they
as a GM appreciator, that made me very upset.
Well, I worked at a GM dealer, Chevy dealership at the
Yeah.
time. I worked in service, so we seen the was it the C6 when it came out? We seen that come out. You know, when they rolled them out. You know, and then obviously working in service, you see all the common issues with the continuous issues with some of the vehicles all across the board. But I was never impressed like by design, you know.
Of the C6?
The C6 was cool. Like back then, yeah, definitely. Like I look at it now, I'm like, oh, that car kind of looks old, you know. When they came out,
So you're
yeah,
talking just from a styling aspect.
yeah, just from style. But like GM, what he was touching on, like
Oh, yeah.
their cars, like you know, it was just like,
No, the Cobalts, those were rough.
oh, I mean, just even some
Oh,
of their
man.
operating,
But
even
then they finally fixed it and made it a turbocharged Cobalt, and then they quit the car.
Yeah.
I was like,
didn't they
Just got
didn't they
rid of it.
supercharge some of them?
the first generation SSs were supercharged,
Yeah.
then the middles were nothing, and then the last ones were turboed. And
Okay.
The turbo one is a good turbo. The
Yeah.
LNF is a good
It's like
engine.
the old
Oh, it's a solid
neon
car.
SRT4s. Yeah,
It's better than that by a lot.
yeah. Well, you see, those are going like hotcakes right now, boys.
The SRT4.
Oh yeah, you can find them.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, somebody's like either owns a bunch of them and is just selling them all over the place.
What blows my mind on those cars is that they never came with rear power windows. They only came with front power
Is that
windows.
right?
What?
If you got a power windows in a Neon, they are only on the front.
Huh.
Every single Neon SRT4
Fortunately,
has
I never sat in
manual
one.
rear mirrors or manual rear glass. And I was like, why would you only have a front power window package
Yeah. Well,
in
I
an
don't know.
SRT4 Neon?
Yeah, unless it was some type of
Zach's
design.
over here
You know,
fact checking me right now.
Race
knowing what
weight,
you're going
bud.
for. It's like the 350R. You know what you're getting. You know, you don't get AC. Well, some of the additions, yeah.
They are light, and there's a couple guys that actually have really quick ones, but the problem is they go through transmissions like
Is that right?
nobody's business. Yeah,
6 speeds.
no, they're 5 speeds, I think. On
Wait,
the SRT4s,
what?
yeah,
Oh, the SRT4s. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I diverted quietly over here on.
because you can make those engines fast, but you just can't make the transmissions last.
Yeah, I
That should be
kept my distance from them.
that should be a shirt.
Yeah, I didn't know it
You
was
can
gonna.
make the engines fast, but you can't make the trans last.
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. Nope. And we just lost our other light, but no, they had no power windows ever in any of the Neons.
Nope.
There was a kit that people made to make them power windows. but
Oh,
It never
Maybe-
had a built-in system for that.
yeah. I guess maybe if you had a performance vehicle or something like that, or
I mean, I don't care race weight, but
Yeah, no, I think that's they were just going on the cheap side. Of
yeah,
things, I
just
think, but-
definitely. Well,
speaking of your thing earlier, I used to have an E55 AMG, and I understand what you're talking about in terms of like the technology and all that, like being a pain.
Yeah,
on
on higher
that
mileage.
car,
Yeah,
right. But even then, like I kind of looked at it as like I did this to myself. I bought an E55 AMG. Right?
well, right. So
You
that's
know?
you kind of get
Like I
into
knew
it.
what I was getting into a little bit, but that car was a lot of fun too, until the wheels cracked every 30 miles. And
What are they? They weren't the Magni.
no, they were just. It was just a thing that all the E55 guys dealt with. That's why, if you look at the E55 Facebook page, like all of the cars have
different wheels.
different wheels, or they have replicas of the originals because the replicas just last longer.
that's weird, huh?
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
telling
know.
you, like just driving around, they would just crack.
That is
and it was
wild.
a huge pain.
I am just to put it in perspective. I am probably like the most frugal and cheap guy that you'll ever meet.
He has an STI.
And
Yeah.
Like,
wait,
the reason
what?
why I
Cheap
drive
what?
the
I'm
reason
sorry.
why I drive a Subaru is
Okay.
because
Yeah.
nothing goes wrong with
Nothing.
them if you put oil in them.
Oh my! Look,
That's all I'm saying.
Listen.
That's all I'm saying. There's so many
You-
guys.
I think
yours has a different motor in it.
Well, exactly, because
Well,
I blew it up.
mine-
And I was doing dumb things.
Wait a minute.
I didn't have any.
Wait a minute.
I didn't have any issues with mine, but then again,
All right,
I didn't
so
mess with mine.
less on the turbo side, obviously, but more so on the NA side. Like I just put an engine in my brother's Forester, and he's going to have over like 400,000 miles in that thing, and all the windows are still going to work, and all the seats are still going to work. That's what I appreciate, is like the longevity of like
But
all those little things that
Does
on every
this-
other kind of car, like an AMG 85 or
But-
E55.
Does it massage your
Brakes.
butt and heat and cool your body?
For 50,000 miles, I'm sure it does.
I was at
After
100
50,000
I was at
miles,
170. And
it's
all of that
50-50.
still worked. The
Wait,
things
what?
that didn't. It had heated and cooled seats.
You were at 170.
170,000 miles.
Oh, I thought 100.
in your
I
AMG,
was like,
I was like,
damn, you were getting a butt massage while going
Well, in
170
the-
miles an hour. Like what?
Probably would.
did you LS swap it?
The motors and
It'd be
trans and
it'd be
drivetrains
cheaper
on
if you
those-
did.
Yeah.
The E55, all the AMG engine trans are like
Pretty
yes.
bulletproof, pretty stout.
Especially the E55. That was.
I
Like
don't
one
know
of the
a
better
whole lot
platforms.
about the Mercedes.
I just
stuff.
know the parts are expensive, right?
Yeah.
Pretty.
Not the E55. The E63, yes, and the
Okay.
bi-turbo, yes, but the E55 is not as bad. Partially because the car came down to a price point where there was a lot of people who could afford them and then wanted to modify them.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get-
I think anything AMG, I'm just like, it's like M series, expensive.
No, I mean, like, there was companies making headers and pulley kits and all, because it's supercharged 5.4 liter, and meth injection and all that stuff. And it
How
was
long did you have that car?
year and a half, probably.
No, sh-
Yeah, it was fun.
I almost said it. I stopped myself on that customer. I'm trying to keep it down. None tonight. None tonight.
keep it light.
Trying to
We're
keep-
trying to
yeah.
get that iTunes approval.
Absolutely. I'm not going to be the one that burns this down either.
No, I had it. The best part about it was how sneaky fast it was. Like no one ever.
Got a little bit of it's like a mullet, a little bit of luxury in the.
Yeah,
the
it
front?
was because nobody like if
Business
you
in
didn't
the
know what
front.
it was, like nobody would ever mess with it. And then, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But it ran a 12.3 in the quarter.
Okay.
On Continental DWSs, and
Just getting it.
I was getting it, and it sounded like this going down the racetrack.
You got some Beethoven.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
You
Like,
got some.
It's literally just like you can hear the tires. And
It's
that's
like
it.
it's
It
like
was crazy.
it's like the Lincoln commercial with Matthew McConaughey. You just
McConaughey.
yeah, Matthew McConaughey just driving.
Hey,
Yeah.
you need a Lincoln? I got a Lincoln. He's doing that
You're
weird
like,
thing
wait.
with his fingers.
What am I doing right now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm on a racetrack.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
In comfort with my massage seats.
I raced the first time I ever took it to Gateway for Midnight Madness. I raced a 300C with a Hemi in it. The one, the like Sport 300C.
Yeah.
And he like, it's got the big loud exhaust on it, and the
Yeah.
dude's like, he like looks over and he's just kind of like, and then we raced, and I was just like,
See ya.
bro, like,
Yeah.
all right, this is.
Did you beat him?
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot.
I'm
Like
sure.
By a
really
lot?
bad,
Yeah.
like a full second probably. And it was just fun. And it was like it's Midnight Madness, so like I was just going to have fun, but like it was pretty goofy. Like the first car I lined up against was like the exact car that the E55 is made to like just
Compete
make
against.
fun of.
Yeah.
Is that right? Wow.
Like
That's pretty cool.
CTSV would just absolutely spank it, guaranteed, right? But like
Yeah.
the other companies' luxury sports cars, that absolutely outran them, and it had so much up top, it just like kept going. It was a lot of fun. And a buddy of mine has the C63.
Yeah, that's the one that I see a lot, and yeah, those are
So cool.
so
cool.
I wouldn't mind having one of those
Honestly,
in the
it's
garage
really
for
cool.
sure.
Anytime I go for a ride in it, I love that car. It's fun.
Is that the twin turbo?
No, the C63 is
Supercharged.
an NA.
Oh, it is. I thought it was supercharged.
C63s are NA.
I'm like, yeah, that car's great, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, boom.
Yeah.
You're like, no, you're an idiot, Steve.
No, the E55 is the supercharged one. That's the one
Okay.
that the
I thought that-
E63 is when the parts get really expensive, and then the bi-turbo one is I think a 4.4 liter is what I was told.
Okay.
But I don't have enough money to afford a bi-turbo, so I haven't really looked into them that much. But the bi-turbos are awesome. We're just gonna love on AMGs for a while.
Yeah, I was gonna
because,
say
like,
we're just stuck on this AMD train for a little bit.
no, we went to the G wagons earlier, and I'm just like remembering my
Zach
really
fondly my old AMG.
You're one of the few. I got a few
Really wants a
British
G-Wagon.
buddies, and they're like, they despise G wagons.
Dude, they're
They-
so.
What, the French buddies?
No, my buddies from Britain, they live
Why
in
do I
Britain.
Oh,
want- they like
Inglés?
G-wagons?
They just, dude, there's just something like you see way more of that over there,
Oh, I get
obviously. So it's like to them, they're like, oh, those are they're like those are junk.
They're like, Crocky, mate, where's the bot?
that. Do they want a Saab 97X? We could trade.
I
It'll have like
There's-
450 horsepower when I'm done with
They're
it. You could
like,
do a
if you
trade.
say
Just kidding.
G-Wagon, they're
I
going to
know
be
it- I
like
know what
this
England
model
is.
this year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're in tune. They know
Right.
the cool model. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I will trade them my 97X Aero.
I don't think
They
they
send-
have
and they
any. It's
send
not like
me
they
a
have them sitting
G-Wagon.
around. It's the same thing if you say Land Rover to them. They're like, oh, they're all junk except for this model.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the
This year, this
entire
model.
world, so
Yeah, you know.
that's okay.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I apologize. I don't know like every model name or just a few of them because I
He
don't
knows.
ever.
He knows his Mustang.
I know Mustangs.
Is it a
I
Fox
have-
body? Then it's nobody.
I tell you, for as base
That's a
as it
t-shirt.
is, I bought a base model. I got the 310A, and for as base as it is, And
What's a 310A?
oh, 300A. Sorry, it's the fastback basic edition. So you got the 300A, and then you got the 410A.
What's the 410?
The 410 is like considered like a performance pack in a way. It's got the digital cluster. It's got premium wheels.
Gotcha.
It's got track apps.
I didn't know they had numbers. I was just
Yeah,
saying
they
that's a
have-
Mustang.
The S550 has like two different fastback
Gotcha.
editions.
Interesting.
I think me and Misha, we had this conversation like off camera, and like I looked at Misha, and Misha looked at me, and we're like, S550, like, what is he talking about? It's a Mustang.
S550 is the model, right?
It's the model. Yeah, it's the generation,
SN95.
like the gen,
Yes.
like your C6 and C7s and all
Right.
that. But yeah, so then they have the fastback, like so whenever you go to the dealer, like mine, it doesn't have heated seats, cooled seats. It doesn't have like the big display screen. That's all the stuff that would come with the 410. But so I got the base and everything. But dude, you haven't. I didn't take you for a ride in it yet, did I?
Nope,
No.
I have not been in your Mustang.
Okay, we'll have to do that just for fun. But you said it's really comfortable. Like I've sat in a Challenger. I haven't done that yet. Sat in the Camaros. I had a Camaro. I think.
Actually, I've driven your car probably the fastest it's ever gone.
Oh yeah, you have. Well, what are we talking about?
In a,
You definitely drove my car the fastest.
Fastest
This
it's
guy
ever
right
gone.
here, 180 miles an hour.
yeah.
Tom wins, takes the medal.
This was on the dyno.
We're gonna give you
obviously.
one of those cranks over there.
Oh, okay.
Rusty cranks?
The rusty cranks.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
your
let me go
trophy.
grab
That's
one.
your trophy. Don't rip your headphones off. He almost ripped his headphones off.
He's gone. Apparently, he doesn't want to do that.
He's bringing over his trophy that he just won.
Trophy. He just won the trophy.
By the way, we have about 10 of these laying around if anybody needs one. They're in
Well,
the
don't
corner.
be giving them. Don't be giving them away because
give them away.
I do make trophies from time to time
You could make something out of those
for events.
if you have some time to
There's-
do that.
Well, we have 12 of them over there because we're using them for weights for a tent for an event.
the worst tent ever.
It was pretty bad.
Multi-purpose cranks. Yeah.
When they're this chewed up, they make great weights.
Yes. This
Just
one
think about
is an
if you
STI
need
one.
an
and it's
anchor.
been-
It's got a lot
really
of things.
hurts.
I think my dad could use a couple of those. You got any rope we could give to him?
I mean, I don't think I need.
Put
to
in
do
a-
that.
Your dad
I've
can't
already
afford a new
provided.
Hellcat, but he can't afford some rope.
Well, he needs the rope in his boat and the anchors. Hold
You
it.
just ruined our tablecloths.
Oh, it's gonna
What are
be
you
fine.
doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. Scooter.
You don't respect
Scooter.
any of this. You don't even respect our $5 tablecloth.
Gosh, I'm sorry.
They've come a long way with tablecloths. I'm kidding. I'm not even going there. We're not doing that.
Hey man,
so
this is PVC free.
not even gonna
Don't really know
acknowledge
how
I said
what that
So,
means.
so you're gonna race the Mustang ever? Like do any-
No, I'm just gonna be one of them guys that has like a supercharged car and never does anything with it.
Okay.
Um,
I like that you just own that.
I would like to. I don't want to go down there by myself. I'm gonna be honest.
What, a gateway?
Yeah, I don't want. I'd prefer like
Or
if-
I'm sorry, Worldwide Technology
yeah,
Speedway?
I'd prefer to go down there with some of the guys and
I'll go. Always.
throw
I
some.
was gonna say
throw some. Throw some cars line up if we can. I know you don't always get to line up.
either
with
Zach
what
or
you're
me
doing.
will definitely go.
Yeah, anytime I've been down there before, I always went with some friends, and it's been years, so I don't like going down there. I'd probably be like, it'd be fun because I'd be a little bit nervous. I can't.
You could go in the drift pit too.
Oh, I'm not doing anything. Like that. All you ever see, just look at like
How many
look
Mustang
at,
memes, yeah.
Look at the troll scene, and
Yeah.
you'll see nothing but stuff like that.
Rogue
after.
Mustangs.
Rogue Mustang.
Oh God! Look, the good thing is they got like Mustang industrial size Mustang barriers for the crowds.
Oh yeah.
That's what they're called now, the Mustang Edition.
Yeah.
Barriers.
Yeah, they keep them Mustangs out of the crowds.
Went over to Kartplex not that long ago, and one of the kids on the track punted one of their plastic barriers and broke it in half.
Really?
Like he hit it pretty hard. And
Those go pretty fast, don't they?
He was, yeah. I mean, they go pretty fast, but it's fun. If you guys haven't done it, I would recommend it. But
I think we got that coming up.
we're doing it.
Yeah.
With the carts?
I wasn't invited.
Well, of course you're invited. Absolutely.
STL Subies.
STL Subies. That's the event. I don't
No,
know.
they're doing Victory. The
Oh,
electric
okay.
one, yeah.
I got you. What?
They're electric carts. They're indoors. They're right over there.
Electric cars? They're not like
No,
Full
they're,
start.
they're electric
go karts.
with batteries.
Jeremy, Shane, I am disappointed. I'm completely disappointed.
They're the admins for STL Subies.
I'm
And
disappointed.
Steve is mad.
I am upset.
But no, it.
I don't drive electric things. All right.
You don't know how to drive electric things?
No. No. Even a go kart. Unless it's a bumper car, I'll do an electric bumper car.
electric
kinda-
bumper car.
'cause you-
Electric bumper.
Well, they are. Yeah. Yeah.
I would do electric. I mean,
Well,
just make sure it's got all the voltage that you need and put it in ludicrous mode or whatever, and then just send-
ludicrous mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you do technically the torque
Great,
band.
now we're gonna get demonetized.
No,
Sorry,
I
sorry.
know.
He said ludicrous one time.
Is it copyrighted? Like owned?
Sure, it is.
You know,
The word in general.
yeah. Well,
It's
you
his
can.
name.
Planet
guess.
Planet Fitness has copyrighted the color purple, so you can't use it in other gyms.
Oh, didn't somebody? Oh, there's
No,
a, there's a
that's
college.
Yeah,
There's
for
a
sure.
college that's trying to copyright the, because it's like they're the, what is it?
That's some baloney.
I don't know.
That was like
The
I don't know
Phoenix
the
University.
guy who like copyrighted the Happy Birthday song. However smart you are a very smart gentleman, whoever did that. But
copyright
it just
song?
it made me really mad. No, the Happy Birthday song.
Happy birthday to you, kind of thing.
Somebody
copyrighted?
Yeah.
Somebody copyrighted.
So if it
Happy
probably gets
Birthday,
used in a
which
movie
is
for
why
monetary purposes,
which is why they don't sing it in restaurants anymore. It's always like some sort of like theme song because somebody was really smart and was like, I wonder if the Happy Birthday song is copyright. And it totally is not. So every time
Are
you
you-
see it in a movie
So you don't like
and they
that?
wanted
get
to
paid.
be
Sure, anything
they have-
monetized.
They have to pay this guy who was just like, I'm going to copyright and just copyright.
That's a smart dude.
it just makes
Very.
you. It just
He's
makes you.
probably making some money.
He probably has a Lamborghini.
He probably has a Diablo, an '86 Diablo.
He's probably up there with the guy that invented the toilet.
The guy that invented the toilet.
Yeah, that was a great idea too.
I mean,
Don't you ever just think? No. Zach, he's looking around.
the patent for a toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you said like internal combustion engine, I'd be like, hell yeah, that dude's awesome. Like the toilet, that's what you're thinking about, right?
Was his name John?
Actually,
Please,
yes.
I hope to God it's John.
Steve had a sandwich earlier. He needs to go.
Good. I'm not. I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there.
His stomach is turning.
Hold on. Did you guys hear what I said? I was gonna wonder.
What to see if the guy's name was John?
Yeah, hold on. Toilet inventor. My history of on my
Nice.
internet is really all jacked up right now.
All jacked up. All jacked up. All jacked up.
So
Isn't that a song? It's a country song. You should know it. Sing
I
it.
don't know.
I was going to ask you. I haven't asked you yet. So if you, I know this is like a broad question, but say you had to pick NA or boosted.
Oh, as an engine builder,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna say NA.
NA.
I think most of your guys who are engine builders, just because like it's more expensive for the customer, but it's more fun for me. You know, just like that, where you're chasing every little bit of airflow, chasing every little bit of design that you can, as opposed to like a lot of these boosted applications where it's just like
Look at his face.
add another 5 pounds.
What did I just Okay, hold on. So apparently the first flush toilet was invented in 1775 by Alexander Cumming. And
What?
there
No
was
way.
there was a London plumbing company in the late 19th century that modernized the idea, and his name was Thomas Crapper.
Dude, I don't care how old you are. That is funny.
There's no way.
Crapper did not invent the toilet, but he did develop the ball cock, an improved tank filling mechanism still used in toilets today.
He's on Reddit. There's no way this is real.
Crapper's name would become synonymous with the devices he sold. Although
that-
the English
so
word
it's-
crap predates him by centuries, thanks in part to American servicemen stationed overseas during World War I.
Calling it a
That is
crapper.
where the crap.
the word
crapper.
crapper, crap. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's where. Okay, we're learning stuff today, guys.
You know, that's something we should have on every segment. Just an off the wall
Fun fact.
fun fact, yeah, or did you know kind of thing. We'll come up with our own.
Did
phrase.
you know?
Speaking of fun things we're doing on the podcast coming up, we do have some awesome ideas. We are going to be doing a spicy food podcast.
Shout out to Hot Ones.
Yeah, shout out to Hot Ones. We're not
Me and Zach are both big fans.
we're not the originators, but we do love that show. And
So
so
great.
we were just talking about stuff that we could do that'd be fun for us.
Let's just
and
take it to
hopefully
the
fun
next
for you
level.
guys.
Steve, how do you what does he always say to the people that come on the show? He's like, how do you handle spicy food?
Yeah.
You know. Me? Like
Yeah.
You
you? Can I say that on here?
Can you
say
answer
whatever
the
you need to.
question?
Yeah.
How do I handle it? Good thing the bathroom's right there. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. As a matter of fact, this brick wall, I just might walk through that because I won't make it to the door, the extra few steps.
Oh man.
Think of rocket ship taking off into space.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're thinking we're gonna do that pretty shortly here. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a fun one, something we're looking forward to. And then
We're gonna spice it up.
we're
Oh,
gonna spice it up.
yeah.
Welcome, Spice Lords.
See what you did there. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
No, but I mean, truly, that's just something that we've seen other YouTube channels and podcasts do that we thought like, oh man, like that would be fun for us. Partially because we're such big fans.
I have
and-
always wanted to do it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like
Screw this podcast. Like, I just wanted to.
we just want to be on Hot Ones. Like it has nothing to do with.
There is a day in every month where I have one dream that involves me being on Hot Ones and going through the questions that I'm asked.
I mean, do you guys drink a lot, or you drink? You know, do you drink often? You hold your liquor okay?
Yeah.
I think we definitely should.
I
When
think so.
Misha's back, we should definitely do something like that with keywords.
You want to get drunk on the internet?
Well, yeah. I mean, we obviously it's not good on a night like this in the middle of the week. But
Is
if
there a podcast out there that's just called Drunk Podcast?
no, but we got they got the one on what's up, Mom?
We record at 6 a.m. on Sundays only.
I almost cussed again. My bad.
You cannot let them
That's-
know that we're here.
They haven't figured that out with the lighting situation.
Hi,
The fact that it's pitch black.
Yeah.
Uh,
No,
Yeah, sorry
but
about that, guys.
you got to have. We'll
Production
come up
team
with some
is,
idea, but yeah, something like that. I
Yeah.
think that'd be a good time. It'd be like drunken history.
Okay.
That's what I was. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
All right,
definitely.
Kind of
so that would be
referencing.
fun. That kind of falls into my other idea of the put a couple racing sims in here. 2 guys on the racing sim, 2 guys asking him questions. If you get the question wrong, like a quiz show,
Yeah.
you have to pull over to the side of your road in your racing sim, take a
Absolutely.
drink, and then you get
I
to
think
keep
we-
going.
I think
It'd
we
be
could
a fun
definitely-
way to do that. I
we
think
could-
that'd be awesome.
I think we can make a crowd and get have a nice day. Good
Oh
time
yeah,
with that.
for sure. And if we plan that out, we'd invite the local guys here that
Sure.
and just like
Some
come
D-
hang
some
out
D-
with us
some
and we can all
DDs,
cheer on
for
yeah.
sure.
So when you say
Degenerates.
No, degenerate. No,
What did you say?
I said some DDs,
I don't know what that is.
designated drivers. man.
Oh, for the. I just have an Uber. I
said
live
some-
5 minutes
some
away.
degenerates.
Degenerates.
to go
I
in
was
the
like, wow,
racing
these are
sims?
That's like what my dad calls me, man. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So the other thing we could do is like take off like all the stability control and like in the simulator, because I imagine.
Oh
that-
no, I think we should only be racing 917
Okay.
Porsches.
Oh gosh, I knew you were gonna say that. All right. Yep.
Just to, like make it the most difficult form
Yeah,
of doing this ever.
Just why don't we just put them in Corvairs?
No, put them in Lancia Deltas.
Oh god.
Nice. No, this that sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I'm more in tune with that than the spicy food, but I'll definitely
He'll show
I'll
up
definitely
for
go down
both.
that.
He'll be
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'll definitely go down that rabbit hole.
Steve's
with
not
you guys.
afraid.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I handle my spicy food really well. I don't know about you.
I don't know
At
that
my
I've ever
age, I
eaten
don't.
stuff that like to the extreme level that they do, but I do pretty well with.
Yeah,
the
I'm not
regular
gonna go ludicrous with it. You guys, yeah, I'm throwing that word.
We're going
out
all the
there.
way to 10. We're
No.
doing 10 wings.
All the way.
10 wings up, 10 wings down.
All the way.
And we don't know if it's
No.
going to be wings.
Boys, that's gonna be a tough. That's gonna be a tough. That's gonna be a tough. How does Misha handle spicy food? Does anybody? know?
He
He
described
likes.
it as, he goes, I'll be okay. He goes, but it's going to take me a few wings to become okay. Like the first ones that start to get hot is going to be bad.
I don't know,
Just
man.
power
Like
through.
I usually, I don't. It's gonna be. It's like a tolerance thing, or time under tension. Like how long can I hang in there? You might just see me get up and like go. I might just go
He just
home.
leaves.
Yeah, just
He's
log.
like, I'm out.
Yeah, we'll get to like 3, and I'm gonna be like, you'll see you guys. You'll see me on the camera do one of these while you guys are looking around. I'm out.
See.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
but that'll be a good time. Where we gonna get the wings, and what are we gonna do?
So I have a plan.
We're gonna
Okay.
make them in the bathroom right next to us right here.
Nice.
We're not doing that. I have a plan. I'm working on it.
All right.
I'm working on
Okay,
it.
you got it. You got it situated then.
Well,
Right.
yeah,
that's
we're
cool. We're
we're
trying to
actually
do something
considering we're doing different things like
Yeah.
maybe even sliders or something.
Yeah,
like
like
that.
something not a chicken wing, so that it's not a direct rip off of our favorite show.
Welcome to the Field Podcast, brought to you by First Three Fees.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the Field Podcast. This is the Hot Ones episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna call it that. Thanks, guys, for all the content and the great ideas. We're gonna steal that stuff
We're gonna steal
right
all
now.
of it. Thanks.
Thanks for helping us.
And we definitely won't get any emails from any of the
Yeah,
lawyers.
right.
Nah, not at all.
No, we want to.
I mean, we'll be worse off the radar. So
We want to do
I think-
some live audience shows too. Like that's something we've talked about doing. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for those of us, or for those of you guys who are like regular watchers, have been watching us. If you guys have any ideas, stuff that you think would be fun, like events that are coming up that you think would be cool to do a live show at, we're interested in doing that kind of stuff too. So
List them in the comments below.
yeah, comments below would be awesome. I mean, you guys
Have you always wanted to do that?
Absolutely.
List them in the comments
They're,
below, guys.
they're right somewhere in there.
you guys have anything else? Otherwise, I was gonna catch them up on where we're at on all the socials, and then be done. Unless you guys
Yeah,
have anything
yeah.
else
No,
no.
I'm all
to
good.
run over.
I mean, I want to kind of fire our production team because the lights failed, but
Okay. Well, see you later.
yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just get angry at the guy at Best Buy.
Yeah, no, we're fixing it. We're working
We're-
on
we're
the
working
thing.
Not
on it.
sure what.
It's an ongoing process. So.
Yeah. We
Sorry about the
we
lights.
we definitely don't devote as much time to this per week as other podcasts do, so we're slowly getting there. Don't
Yes.
worry. No, but guys, on a serious note, we are on all of the major podcast apps now. The only one that we're still waiting for is iTunes. So we're on Spotify, we're on Stitcher, we're on Podbean, and then our RSS feed will be linked below too, so you can search on all your other favorite ones. If there's a specific one that you want us to try and get on, I will do that. Just let me know which one you want it to be on. YouTube, this will be the last week for the Fueled podcast being hosted on the ZL Motorworks YouTube page. And then we're going to put it on its own YouTube page, the Fueled podcast YouTube page. We're still working on getting that all set up. And then, yeah, so Facebook for ZL Motorworks, Ecotech, and Dyno Pro Technologies. I'll put the links down below. You guys got anything else you want to plug?
We can't monetize it all, or can we?
Can't monetize what?
Like promote?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. New hats at Dyno Pro, guys. They'll be up for sale. So I'll have them up on the website. They're fitted hats. Pretty nice, right? Not bad.
That's
Yeah.
super nice hat.
Yeah.
No, it's like that's very nice.
Yeah. So got a bunch. We just got a bunch in, so they'll be ready for sale. I think these are a good addition.
I like the gray. The gray
Yeah.
is a nice
Yeah.
touch.
Oh,
You guys
I-
have the gray shirts are cool too. Like their gray shirts are wicked.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I gotta we gotta do a 50-50 blend on the next one because I think the ones I got were cotton that
I
like
the
you got there.
50-50 blend.
I
yeah,
think
this is. I think this is 50.
Is it 50? It seemed like they even mine all shrunk up pretty bad, but yeah, I'm working on the next edition of the hats too. Cool design, like a Cubs blue and white
Yeah, right on.
with the white logo. So
We're on the Ecotech side of things. We've got a couple shirts that you've seen us wear, and then we're actually working on hats too. So
yeah, the hats. Yeah.
yeah, we actually had some hats, but
First
they,
generation hats did not turn out as well
First
as we would
first gen never goes
Actually,
well.
should I just get one? Here, I'll show.
Yeah,
I'm gonna poop on my hats real quick.
get your carpenter jeans out and your painting kit. No,
The thing is
first gen never goes well.
yeah, and we
on
didn't
hats.
have we were trying to do it in a quick amount of time before we went to
Soupy Fest,
Subifest. That's what it's called. And it just didn't work out. So.
aka river runs through the middle. Soupy Fest.
Yeah, there's a super sweet video of Steve swimming.
No, it's Tom.
Or Tom. Sorry, super sweet video of Tom swimming through the puddle.
I think he was doing a backstroke.
Yeah,
if I'm correct.
he's available for all of your
In a
parties.
parking lot.
And
How do we make it back around to this again?
he's
Wait,
available for
what?
parties. If you pay for his flight, he'll show up and run around. And
Tom's he's a party guy.
he's an animal.
Yeah,
Tom's
you're definitely a party guy.
Those are strong words, man.
You're a party guy. So
Sorry,
these,
Mom. I'm definitely not a party guy.
So
yeah, these are the hats. They kind of
You
look like
swam through a parking lot.
It was okay. It was a little extreme, but
No, it was awesome.
it was a foot and a half of
No,
like
it was
2 foot
awesome.
of
There's
you were,
water.
it looked like you were doing kind of like a horns in the air portrait, like from the picture, because it was kind of blurry. I thought you were doing like I'm rebelling against everybody, kind of
Horns in the air?
Yeah, like like this is for world peace or something. I don't know.
It's from
Didn't it
homies.
kind of had that kind of pose to it?
When he took off running,
Okay, there was
through the whole thing, there was more. So originally he just like started running, and then I was like, "Oh, Tom's running. Oh, Tom's shirt's off. Okay, all through the parking lot."
what? I can't believe I missed that.
And then he finally shows back up after I don't know how long, and he's just still running through the rain. And then he just like lays down in the puddle, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's the thing that we're doing now." And then somebody else went to join him. It was funny.
Were you
It was fun. I had a good time.
were you just having a good time, or
Yeah, no, there was no alcohol on the premises. If that's
Yeah.
what you're referring to.
I didn't know if there was
No, it was just
It was being cooped up in a tent.
Oh man,
you just
and,
had to you had
just
to
needing
3
to-
hours.
you
Yeah,
had to set
I was
yourself.
like-
You had to fly
Yeah,
Set
Like a-
himself free.
like a
I
peacock.
had to fly. So this is the first generation hat, and it
wants to
actually
stop
it
talking
came out
about
okay. Yeah, it's just like, are we done?
The problem is we just keep going. I'm cool when the spotlight hits somebody else. Like, let's roll with it. You know?
It looks like I don't know. It looks like one of those like
I'll wear it.
kind of painter's hats.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. They're literally paper thin though.
Yeah.
That's the
I don't.
problem.
They're a little thin. They're
I
I
work
mean,
like this.
they're all right.
Yeah. Like
They're all right.
the first time
They're on sale.
Yeah. The first time whenever I got the hats, I was kind of like, oh, that's a great price. The black hats we got, and I kind of got them, and I'm like, oh, that's why it's a great price.
Yeah.
So they're on sale.
You live, you learn.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in all honesty, if you
No, we
guys
just
are
had to-
wanting a cool hat, that
Yeah.
the first generation of hat,
We're still working.
selling for
We're
cheap,
working
so.
on hats.
When's the ZL stuff? You got anything in the works?
I have none of it.
None of it.
I have stickers.
I was gonna say, I know you got stickers because I seen them on
But
Ryan's
I have
car.
no shirts, no hats, no merch, no pants.
Do you intend to have those products?
Yeah, at some point.
Pants?
Yeah, we're gonna have pants.
Like Jinko style pants, but
So
your
like, I'm
logo
a
on the.
huge Adidas nerd. Like outside of like.
You know
shop
they call it
clothes.
Adidas, or they call it Addis everywhere else in the world. Do you guys know that? Sorry, but go ahead.
They call it Addis.
Addis, yeah. No crap.
Does everyone else in the world know how to spell?
Well, it's from Germany.
Maybe we don't know how to spell.
Maybe we don't know.
Also,
Maybe we're pronouncing it
there's
phonetically.
a super sweet. I'm just gonna plug a different podcast. There's another podcast about the rivalry between Adidas and Puma,
Oh yeah.
and they're still based in the same town. Like, and so like one half of the town works for Puma, one half of the town works for Adidas, and like if your kid, you your
You wear
friend,
one- yeah.
like it's crazy because like you
What?
either wear Adidas or you wear Puma, and that's like it. It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I will post the link to that podcast in the description below
That's like-
too, because
that's
it's
like
crazy.
Corporate Hapford
So,
or McCoy.
Where
Is
are
it
we
Hapford,
going with the
McCoy?
ZL Motorworks and Adidas?
No, I'm just a big Adidas.
Yeah,
fan,
Adidas.
so-
We're available for. We're actually shoeless right now. We need some shoes.
Yeah, we could definitely
No,
use
but
some.
like like the how they have the 3 stripe pants.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do some ZL Motorworks pants with the logo or something.
Damn, we can get the Sambas
Are
to
those,
match,
called, are
bro.
those called jumpers?
Well, it depends. And so like there's the ones that have the.
Track.
We're not going into this.
They're
We're not
track.
going into track pants.
Track
It's not-
pants.
We're not talking about.
As
track
long as
pants
you
for
got
the, next
as
10
long as you got
minutes.
the Sambas and the jacket to match.
shell toes. Shell toes. For
Shell
life,
toes
bud.
are cool too. Yeah.
Shell toes for life.
Fred Durst, boy.
Oh,
Yeah, I used to only only.
I
wore
went through
shell toes.
I went through an era. I had
Not
mine.
even like no Superstar 2+s with the puffy shit. No,
just straight,
straight shell toes.
all white, all white.
I would do the all whites. I had orange and blacks. I had
Probably
I
had the white and red.
I had a
red,
bunch,
black. Yeah.
and then like for a while it was just like I was really into it.
we just Scooter's like, we're not going here.
Well, you don't like shoes? Not about
no,
shoes.
I like shoes. I wore.
Tom doesn't wear shoes.
No, I wore.
Tom does wear
I wear shoes.
some type of shoe
I wear
because I'm
shoes.
always checking out everybody's shoes at the dyno because my feet are always killing me because I always got
I mean, I've
boots
been
on.
rocking these Nikes for a while.
And I'm
but
like, I wonder what everybody else is wearing. Cause
I used to
my
be a DC shoe guy
Nope.
solely.
DC. Well,
DC.
okay.
So surprising.
Yeah. That laugh was like, you were just like, yep, okay. Thought so.
I am shook by this knowledge.
Smart ass.
Oh,
Did you have
well,
puffy with the puffy insoles?
I did. I had my favorite ones were the
Did you skateboard?
yeah, I did. My favorite
When
ones
I
were
said,
the
did you skateboard? I mean, like, could you do a kickflip, or did you know how to go from place to place on a skateboard?
I got as far as doing like shove-its, and then I transitioned to longboards. So go place to place, really.
Oh, I was not expecting.
it was
an
more.
actual
He,
answer.
he went from racing to cruising, bro.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I had a 6 Sector 9 Hydra board that somebody stole in college, and I'm still looking for him because that was my favorite board, and it was awesome. But
You
I
know,
had
he or
bicycles.
she's on here just like
Yeah.
Like I
I
got
know.
that dude's
They're like-
board.
I'm looking for you, bro.
He'll never know.
I occasionally check eBay just to be like,
oh man, it's just-
where's my board?
All right. We all done?
I think
Yep.
that is it for the night.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you
Be
next
sure to check us out next week. Every Thursday, we're putting out
Sunday.
content. So
week.
every Sunday.
Wow.
At 6 a.m.
And we can no longer continue the same strategy.
Well, they
No,
look at
the-
the previous release dates. They
No,
know
everybody.
where-
It's been Friday night
Yeah.
for the past.
Okay, every Friday night. I'm sorry.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks
See
for
you guys
watching.
next time.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bruh.